Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm happy to be here with you all during this amazing time. As we move into the body of this three-part series, I'm trying to come into my body. And as I try to, I'm finding it more present and available to me as I sit upon the earth. The earth supports me. As I breathe into my body, my lungs, and my mind, giving it more space to relax and expand, I'm able to settle down further and ground into my presence to be here with you. I invite you to do the same. Release the day, the chatter of the day, the clutter of the day, the pushing and the pulling and the angst of the times that we're in right now, and become present for the next hour as we move through and speak about the body, the mind, the soul, and the spirit, its interconnection and relationship to all that is, to the planets that govern astrology, to the cosmos that move beyond, and to our very essence of life. The earth is our mother. It is our grounding and it is our keystone. So you're ready to come along? I'm going to open up my slides and share with you all. And here we go. One more step. Okay. Can you see my screen, Linda?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Just going to close here on the right all the pictures so that I can see my screen. So here we have the body, mind, soul, and spirit. Today we'll be speaking about the body. June 11th, we'll be moving more into the concepts of the mind. And on the 23rd of July, we'll be speaking about the soul and spirit and what's happening right now as we're facing a whole deal of change. We're being asked to move in through transformations and transitions. And you'll see that the astrology of the day very well presents what we're experiencing in our lives. Therefore, the great need for healing as we walk through this time. Also on the page here, you can see my website and email if you would like to contact me. On the other side of the screen, we see the cosmos, the Milky Way, the colors, the space, the arrangement, the wonderment, the embodiment of being here, being alive, supported by the earth. And I would like to bring us further into that arena of the mystery of what is amazing for us to be here, to be able to embody with our spirit our physicality, even the ability to think, to conceptualize, to feel, to sense, the intelligence of who we are, to bring us back to the wonder of being able to have the freedom to move, the ability to be life and creation within ourselves, of ourselves, connected to and relative to everything else. Most importantly, that which we are made of, so that we can be here in this form, the earth, our body. And now I'm going to change the slide. There we go. Evolution. Nothing is lost and nothing is ever gained. It simply changes. Our spirit is eternal and always present. To know that this is an ongoing event that happens every second, every nanosecond of our life. To consider that we on Earth Earth itself is traveling through space at 1.6 billion miles a day. Oh my God. To think that within our physical body, there's 37 trillion mutations happening every single day. I offer that as a perspective because here our lifespan is, let's say, 100 years. Okay, I'm going a little bit overboard. Maybe it's 80. And we have X amount of time to see ourselves through coming into being born, growing, maturing, living our life, to only then face death. And within that 100 period of time, we evolve, we change, we grow, we develop, we become something new. We continue to experience an ongoing death of the old and an uprising of new with new revelations. So that is evolution in and of itself. But when we're looking at a time like this, where the astrology and there's a change of the epoch, and there's a buildup and a condensation of everything that's happened before us is upon us, we know that we're at a breaking point in order to be able to move forward. Here in this picture, we see our beautiful Earth. How gorgeous is she? Amazing. And we see behind it the stars. The stars and the Earth are in relationship with one another, as we are in relationship with the Earth. So if we take it from the smallest little quirk that we're now finding in science, and then expand it all the way out through all the planetary bodies and all the stars, we're talking about forever. And if we can bring that into a focused spot and an understanding and an honoring of the gift that we are now here, it will be very important for us to be able to get through this time when we are asked to move through significant changes. We're going to be moving through a birthing process of contracting and expanding. The same thing that we do with our lungs as we breathe air in. We breathe in, we exhale out, and we expand. The heart beats, contracts, and expands out. And we'll see in terms of space, time, from the planets down to the most tiny cell that we are, this is all that we're doing, is we're expanding and contracting. And that all happens within the gift of our physical body and who we are. That being said, let me speak a little bit about the astrology right now. On the heels of this great Pluto-Saturn conjunction that we had January 12th, it was a moment where everything came into place and we needed to take responsibility, look at karma in the face, and also say, oh my God, what is going to happen next? We could all feel the tension and pressure building up in us. Well, that's because of the meeting of 3 very big planets in the sign of Capricorn. And I'll speak a little bit more about that later. These governing planets coming into Capricorn, meeting at that place, which are still there. Saturn's moved out towards Aquarius, but is still coming back to Capricorn, is all about the Earth, all about systems, all about organization and power. And we're coming to an point right now of what that means for us. We can no longer go about creating and living in the world that we are in the way that we have. The Earth is falling apart. We are falling apart. The structures of our lives, of our governments, are falling apart. The Earth is completely polluted. We cannot do this anymore. And astrology is sharing that with us. These planets that have been in the stellium of Capricorn, guess what? They're going retrograde. They are a retrograde. Saturn just turned retrograde. Jupiter just turned retrograde. Pluto is retrograde. So now even though we've gotten to a point where we've hit an end and we feel like we're stuck in the muck and the mire and the craziness and the challenge of it all, we feel like we're going to get forward, but now the planets in their retrograde position is saying, wait, 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 not yet. You've still got some inner work to do. When planets go retrograde, we need to review and look back inside ourselves, reinvestigate, restructure. We need to go through the muck and the mire and sift through to really see what's there for us. And what makes this time very special during this time of the 3 presentations I'm making is Venus is going to be retrograde. It is retrograde. It will stay in its retrograde measure until June 25th and come out of its shadow phase at the end of July. And Venus in the sign of Gemini represents the mind of relationships. All relationships, our love relationships, relationships and thoughts of anything that we think, that we value, that we desire. And right now, we are all going through a very challenging time of confusion, not knowing what's what, too much information, and we're going to have to sit with that for a while. For 3 months, 2 months, 3 months when we consider the shadow. And that being said, I believe that my presentations, as we move further into the gifting of my presentation and how you can utilize this, will help you through this time of uncertainty and confusion. We have Neptune right now that's squaring the planet of Venus, which is its higher octave of higher love, a spiritual love, in its home sign of Pisces right now. And the square means that there's a friction. It's our lower nature, our mind of facts and information, stimulation, needing to know it, wanting to talk, wanting to go here, there, and meet a lot of people, is being contrasted with the confusion and the ability to rise above in Neptune's world of spiritual relations of true love, something that is not based on condition, something that is based on natural universal law, that which dissolves and becomes something new so that it can find a resonance of more of a expansive connection. It also represents the illusion. So boy, oh boy, put it on your calendar. For the next 2 to 3 months, we are going to be going through the grindstone and challenge within our minds. And how do we calm the mind? The element of air that's up above that moves so quickly. We do that by connecting with our body and bringing all that energy down to ground, to center, and to replenish, and let it have a little break of stabilization and nourishment. So good luck these next months with the retrograde season in place. We're all being asked to do some really deep searching. A lot of unconscious matter will be coming up. We'll be asked to move through it, change, transition, without really clearly knowing why or how. I suggest we hold on to the hope of a greater future for ourselves. Okay. Which brings me to transformation and metamorphosis. We are changing. We are going through the precession of the equinox of a 26,000-year cycle and the changing of the astrological age of the 2,160-year cycle. We're moving out of the Piscean age into the Aquarian age, thank God. And also we find that it's the ending of the Mayan calendar, which happened back in 2012. So if you take a look at that time period, that expanse, a 26,000-year cycle, and the astrological cycle that's smaller than that, that's a 2,160-year cycle, and then we compare it to our lifespan of 100 years, we need to keep it in a place of understanding in terms of there's only so much we can do, only so much we can know, that we are a small piece of this puzzle, but we are all here at this time to go through this amazing turning of events, to go through the change that will allow us to crack open in a way that is beautiful and open up into consciousness and come back to the heart of relationship, union, love, and creation from a place of purity, from a place of spirit consciousness, the place that our soul holds here in this body. So I'll read. It's going to get a little intense, right? Be ready. I think I'm just telling the truth, though. Consciousness is rising, enlightening with the dawning of the age of Aquarius. Hallelujah. Oh, we are starting to move out of the Kali Yuga period with the precession of the equinox and turning toward the golden age. We are evolving out of previous ages governed by patriarchal lead and dominant adherence, which has ushered us down the dark alleyway into the cellar of our own demise. Well, is that not true? My. Okay, so the year 2020, let's zoom in to the micro of the macro with the lens of astrology that is congruent with this epochal change. The consolidation of this moment in time is potent and pivotal upon our emerging journey. The tenacious, disciplined sign of Capricorn, representing father figures, authorities, structure, systems, and organization, is receiving commands from our outer planetary agents. Pluto, the lord of the underworld, death, and transformation. Saturn, the guardian of bounds, limitation, and time. And Jupiter's teachings of truth and expansion are all colliding in the centrifuge of fate, karma, and destiny. Whew. The unveiling and repercussion of the past is upon us, up for review, and we need a complete overview. The cosmic clock of time is spot on again. Just gotta love astrology. Our organizational systems across the board, from government, finance, the church, Mother Earth, to our living reality, is breaking down and imploding. We are all affected. Part of the problem and part of the solution too. It's time to get real, take stock, become accountable, and make the necessary changes for ourselves and the world to coexist in a more efficient manner. So shall we collapse, taking the practical steps to build a new paradigm while squeezing out from beneath the heavy tombstone and conditioning of a millennia? Oh, much is at stake. The well-being of our planet and human life can no longer thrive or grow in a toxic wasteland of overproduction, consumerism, externalized values based on possession, and divisive control. Earth's natural resources have been pillaged, abused, and used with no regard for a sustainable future. Honor, respect, and consideration have been discarded with morals and ethics. We are battling for our future, stuck in the middle of crises, as most everything is no longer functioning in order. Hence the collective and individual dark night of the soul that we are moving through. We are at an epic crossroad. We must change or die. Yeah, we must change or die. Herein lies the oxymoron. In order to move forward, we need to exfoliate the past, pull up ancient fossilized roots from bedrock, and die a metaphorical death. Yes, a death in consciousness. It is my hope that we will be able to support each other, on this healing process. Recultivate a harmonious, symbiotic, healthy relationship with Mother Earth, and remember our true nature as spirit embodied. Many of us are experiencing heart-opening moments and glimpses of inspiration as we taste the sweet tenderness of our soul's destiny. Emergence of natural law, relational values, connection, and love are all surfacing in the face of opposition as we awaken from the harsh reality of corruptive decay and egocentric, hedonistic control and greed. Let's continue to work at making and being the change we want. The only way out is through. Cleaning up this mess we find ourselves in starts with us. Purging, clearing, and releasing the memory storage buildup from our unconscious body, mind, soul, living matrix is paramount as we assist one another and our planet to ascend beyond the illusion of separation and morbidity. Forgiving and forging and forgiving again into an innovative pathway home, back to the light. I envision that. It is my prayer that together we shall rise and begin again, moving into the age of the Aquarius. And now let's focus in on our body, the earth. Earth, our body, a living organism. The physical structure of a person or an animal, including bones, flesh, and organs. A mass of matter distinct from other matter. A group of person or things. Something that embodies or gives concrete reality to a thing. And I like this verb. Body something forth. Give material form to something abstract. I see that we're at that place now. We cannot continue to build and create the way that we have in the past. We need to think of new ways, innovate, to be able to save our planet and move forward. The reason why I put down the definitions of the body is because yes, we have the physical body, and yes, Earth is a body, and yes, all of our planets have bodies, and all of our cells have bodies, and we can see a look at a body of anything. And a body of anything is like the place of gathering and a power. It's the central spot that we can then move from. So we can appreciate the separateness and yet also the relationship of the diversity. Because in truth, with universal law in place, we are all basically governed by the same principles. In fact, our human matrix is 99.9% the same. The variation in diversity that we have comes from a slight difference in the genes that are present. So to put into understanding, our physical body has trillions of cells. It is a typical scientist estimate that 37 trillion cells in your body will accumulate trillions of new mutations, new skin forms in 2 to 3 weeks, new blood in 1 year, and new bone in 10 years. And if we take a look at that, we take a look at our Earth. The earth regenerates, the earth provides life, the earth stores, the earth, that we're made of, continues to produce, create, regenerate, and also go through the transformational process of taking the old stuff in, changing it back into the earth so that it can reproduce again. We as human beings also have this capacity within ourselves. So it's very important that we nurture and feed ourselves in the right way so that the body that we're creating, that is then regenerating with time, can build upon that that is of value and that can heal us. We can look at diet. We can look at vitamins and nutrients. We can look at the luxury of a massage and relaxing, exercise and physical activity that keeps the elements within us moving and churning so that we can continually release and heal and let go of the toxins, because anything that comes in needs to go out. We absorb and digest from that, and we need to honor that, especially when the stress of the world is on us and is asking more of us. And if we don't maintain our body and our well-being, then our subtle energy bodies, emotions, and our mental body will not have a home to sit and to live in that will be comfortable and sustainable for itself. Earth, our body and home, provides the primordial yin atomic density of elemental composition with lots of minerals. It's ground zero for our gravitational and magnetic fields. It's composed of four main elements: earth, water, fire, and air. Now you would think, how can earth be composed of all those? Well, it is magnetic. It feeds and nourishes itself and then gives life back out. From that, there are parts and pieces of every element within every other element. But earth, because it is magnetic and absorbs, has the essence within its body. We have within our body the essence of all elements at work, offering us the gift of abundant resources, sustainability, and regenerative life in physical form. The earth itself relates also, because of the elements, to the four directions of north, south, east, and west, the cross of matter, earth itself. The four seasons of winter, summer, spring, and fall, as the earth rotates in space and moves on the ecliptic, around the ecliptic of the sun, 365 days, it changes. The cube in sacred geometry, which is also provides the basis of the astrological aspects, is representative of the earth element. The square in astrology and the quadrant division of the chart is also based on four: the ascendant, the descendant, the midheaven, and the base of the chart. So if we take a look at this, the elements themselves, although they can interrelate in the creative world that we live in, they hold their own placement and position and are whole within themselves. So the elements are of a body within themselves. And they don't really change, hence the number of four. Four is the number of dominion, like the tarot card, the emperor. We, our physical body, we have dominion of our physical body. The earth itself has dominion of itself. It is a power. It is unique and strong with fortitude in simply being. And the structure of the cross of matter, of the directional placements of north, south, east, and west, offers us an access that we can rely on in terms of motion and direction. Many of the indigenous cultures and shamanic practices work with the directions across the board, not just indigenous, but many practices that deal with esoteric truth. We always must have a place to start from that's balanced and centered and reliable. And we can find this within the elements. We can find this within the emblem of earth, the cross of matter. So This is the key right here of what I would like to bring forward for the next 3 sessions that we'll be working together. And it is the 3 tools that we have been given through nature, through the universe, that many of us use all the time, maybe not even with even realizing how we use them. And what I would like to do is to fine tune and hone these tools that we all have and utilize them so that we can make the changes in our life as we're moving through this time of transformation, and eventually seeing also the metamorphosis of the transformation, because a lot of things is coming down the pike in terms of astrological alignments and what will be happening as consciousness awakens and we arise. It takes our effort, discipline, and energy to make that happen. And in each one of us, our lives are different and we're facing different obstacles. We're also wanting to desire and look to the future of creating a destiny that's better for us and our. We will be doing that more and more as and time move forward. The strong grip that we are fighting for right now. My internet connection is unstable. Okay, I am again. So we have free will. We have emotions, and we have focus. Those are our 3 tools. The body itself, the earth element itself, the body has been given this free will of choice, its place of dominion, empowerment to say, yes, I will walk. No, I won't walk. Yes, I want to do this. Yes, I am a free agent. I am sovereign within my body, and the choice is mine. This is a great power that we have. Why are we in a body that is separate from the earth or anything else that can move around easily? Why were we given that gift? How come we're not like stuck somehow to a wall or living in some other form? Well, I don't know, but we do have the free will and choice of that movement because we are individually within our body. And that is very important, and it's a huge gift. So free will, the gift of choice, which governs the 3rd dimension, the 3rd dimension of that choice, based on the polarity of right and wrong, yes and no. We have the choice. Do we want to go right? Do we want to go left? And that choice, the free will that's there, is because we are within a 3rd dimension reality that is polarized. Hence the gift of free will. Remember that. So then we'll come to the air element, which is the mind. The mind is above, the body is below, the body is yin, the mind is yang. The 2 meet in the middle and they intersect and they make language, they communicate with one another so that what we find in between, the spirit and the soul, can live through this, creating, finding itself, being able to understand how to do that. And what does the mind do? That which is above for us. We think, we have thought. It allows us to take all the information of the body, of the water, of the fire, and bring it into a focused way, an intelligent way of communication. It offers us the ability to speak, the ability to think. It's something that moves very quickly. It's of a yang energy. It's fast. It allows us to conceive of all. But if we didn't have the body to tap into, the mind would just be all over the place. But with that in mind, the mind can, when it finds center, instead of fragmenting and being in many places, it has the ability to hold a focus and be present. the ability to think and be present, which offers us also a guiding directive line of movement. Focus is key. What you think, there you are. Focus is key along with free will. You have a free will of choice. You think about it, you focus it, and then the action can take place. It relates to the fourth dimension. You know, in our minds, we can think of wonderful, exciting things, dream up, imagine things, a higher level of the fourth dimension, you know, thought before it comes manifest into the third dimension must happen. We need to think before that occurs. And then we have the lower level of the fourth dimension, which can be when we go down deep into the body, deep down into that reservoir of what's happened in the past. We can think of terrible things, bad things, nightmares, stuff that's stuck in the unconscious world of that which is below us. So the consciousness of the 4D domain that offers us focus is the next layer out from the 3D. In fact, science is working now with this, with the quantum theories of the unified field. We're moving beyond the 3D concepts, even though we're stuck by 3D concepts in many ways, we're starting to advance beyond that. And the Aquarian age is always going to be able to bring us to this new place of understanding as the solidity of the earth and what we've created here in our living reality is changing and dying and needs to be rebuilt. So the third tool is to emote. It's our emotions. Believe it or not, emotions, the feelings that we have, the water element, to feel, the soul, the essence of those feelings, the desire, the key of desire is the feeling of it. And when we feel something, the emotion, energy starts to move like the wave. Energy starts to move. We feel the desire, so we want to go somewhere with it. And fire on the other side of the spirit, which is also the ability to sense the fire of spirit, the passion of what's present. So together, spirit and soul are the same. They are spirit. Spirit and soul are the same. It is soul. Soul is what is in our body. Spirit is what is above in our mind from above. They are one and the same. Soul more yin and connected to the embodiment of that which we're living. Spirit free and flowing and connected to soul, but unencumbered by the body, by all the experiences of the past in the unconscious world. So when we have free will, choice, the ability to focus, and the desire principle of emotion and passion, we can start to create anything. The ability to feel and emote is the gift for our spirit to change, our soul to evolve between the body of unconsciousness and the mind of consciousness, that we live within. We live within our body, we live within our mind. The mind and body are connected to us, with us, and what lives through it? The spirit and the soul. So the language of spirit and soul is how we can move from what's below to what's above and find a harmony. The Merkaba of the yin and the yang of spirit and soul is the heart. It's the place where we move from. So these three key ingredients can allow us to create a new future, can allow us to deconstruct our past if we keep a clear mind and focus on what we want, If we choose with our free will the direction of what we want, and if we imbue it with our feeling and energy and pure desire, and we do that again and again and again, we are going to get somewhere. We will make headway. Okay, so here we go. We're creating with the cosmic wave of consciousness, soul embodied, and the mind of our spirit together, working within our body in the third dimensional world, on the earth, with the earth, connected, grounded, connected to our mind, the fourth dimension of thought. Where do we want to go? And allowing the soul of our spirit, the fifth dimension, to enter us and take place as we move forward into the journey that is upon us now. I'm going to lead you into a practice of expanding beyond the mind, expanding beyond your very moment here of the body. We're going to call in the reticular activating system between what is asleep with us and what can be awake within us. We're also going to pull in our idea of proprioception, that is our body in space and time. How can we come here? How can we go there? What is it all about? And I'm going to bring you on a journey to thread your spirit and soul into the body through the use of the mind and where you focus. So as we move into the next slides, there'll be 3 of them. I'll ask you to take a peek if you want at the slide, but then close your eyes and go internal. Allow my voice to guide you into the presence of the beauty of your soul embodied spirit through the focusing of your mind. Ground, release, and we shall start. It'll take about 20 minutes. Here we have our solar system. Let's just take it from there. We don't have to do anything or go anywhere just yet. Let's just expand our mind and take a look at this slide for a moment. Take it in. Imagine how many thousands and thousands of miles away Pluto is, and we're going to go there with our mind. We're even going to go a little bit beyond there with your mind. So close your eyes for a moment, and I call upon the water of our soul and fire of our spirit to be fully present with us now as we embody, align, and integrate our greater being and awaken in the body-mind consciousness and become the dawning of the age of Aquarius. Close your eyes. Step out, step away, envision the Milky Way as we reach out for our greater being and come into the center of it, to the galactic center. Recognize that swirling around your body, dancing all around you, softening and moving with the stars. I call upon the 4 royal stars, Regulus of the north, Archangel Raphael, Formhalt of the south, Archangel Gabriel, Aldebaran of the east, Archangel Michael, Antares of the west, Uriel. May you be present here with us now as we create a context of stellar alignment within our body, mind, soul, spirit matrix. Take a deep breath and move, come in, Pluto is there. The soul of who you are is there. That far, far, far away, there, also here within you. Moving down further into Neptune, seeing the beauty of her blue planet. Bringing the energy closer into Uranus. And further in from the external of Saturn to the Jupiter, into our personal planets of Mars, Venus, Mercury, and the Sun, within the presence of our body, of the moon around our body. We're just here now, pulling, contracting from the expanded state into our beingness presence here. The magnetic, dense quality of our physical body serves as a keystone for our subtle bodies to connect in layered, coherent aptitude. Living intelligence of natural law organizes them. So without our body, our soul, spirit, emotions would just be everywhere, ever present. Our mind would not have something to connect to and relate to. It would be off flying around somewhere. Our body itself is our home. It's where we abide, as our earth is our home, where we abide. May I ask you again to close your eyes as I bring you on a slight journey. Your participation in sensing and utilizing the gift to feel is very important, as you will come to discover new things within yourself if you're open to that. Yin. Draw the energy from the cosmos inward. Feel it drawing inward. Close your eyes. Feel it through the cells of your body drawing inward. Closer. And backward. Feel that. Recognize it. And downward. Grounding, connecting with the earth. Inward, backward, downward. This is the feminine principle. To be receptive, to receive, to listen, to feel, to embody the magnetic charge of the gravity of presence, consolidated and dense and powerful, dark and slow, cold and heavy, strong and stable. Regenerative and creative. That's your body. That's the gift of being grounded, satiated, and full of life. Satisfied, content, and not needing of anything more other than simply being. And from this place, if you choose to take a look at the graph on the left, please do. The unconscious mind will pull that in. And now close your eyes again, if you so choose, as we move through the subtle energy fields that is also part of our body and have their own bodies. So with your hands, touch your body, feel your body. It's physical, it's present, it's in form. And take your hands and push your hands onto your physical body. Gently connect with it. Feel the gravity. Feel the magnetic energy as you push down gently and pull back. Pushing down gently and pulling back gently. Pushing down gently and pulling back gently. And now lift your hands from your legs or wherever they may be just a little bit to feel the tension, to feel the pull from the physical body itself, from the hand that doesn't quite want to let you go. And it feels good. It's nurturing. It's comforting. This is the first phase of our electromagnetic energy field, our subtle energy bodies. This is the etheric body. It's the blueprint from which all other layers are coming from. It also is very protective. Then from about that inch or so connected with the body, let's just pull and feel with your hands that energy. Let's just pull a little bit, like 2 inches away from the body, gently from that place. Pull it, kind of like you're connected and not really ready to let go, and pull, and you can just come to where you feel the tension release, and then you'll be in contact with the emotional body. The emotional body is about 2 to 3 inches from your body. Connect and feel that to your beingness. Become familiar. That's where all the information comes from, and circulates around in the emotional realm. And then from the emotional realm, we have extending out into the mental field. So once that settles and you can feel that settling, you can take your hands and pull the energy out a little bit further to the mental body, which is about 3 to 7 inches away from your body. So feel into that. This is where the structures and the linear aspect come more into play. Yeah. Grounded, centered. Feel the vibration, the relation. And now from that, once you feel the connection in your hand and the balance within your field and the shifting of feeling present again, we will extend out to the astral body, which is about 12 to 13 inches around the body. Mind you, all bodies interconnect from the physical. I can go back down in and then pull out into the emotional body, pull out into the mental body, pull out into the astral body. The astral body is connected with the heart. It's also the feminine principle. The second, fourth, and sixth chakras are all feminine principle, and they work more on the form side, the pastel side, the form that is not linear and logical. It's the opposite side that would be relative to our right brain, the feminine side of color, association, relation, language, music, and the arts. The astral body here also connects the lower body with the upper body. The lower chakras of the first, second, and third chakras being that that's very dense, that that's very creative of the material world and reality that we live in, necessary for us to be able to move freely and create constructively. But once we move from this astral body, we'll go to the higher energy bodies, and that is the field also mirrored by the physical lower bodies. We come into the etheric field, which is the physicality that comes further out, further out. We can talk about, oh, further out. Yeah, there. Oh, further out, further. Seven, seven can come up to, ooh, long way. It can extend up to 7 feet, but let's just come from the astral body up to that place. You'll feel a lightness and the structuring of that field, the intelligence and the linear alignment of its presence. And when you come to this field, you'll also see that the energy comes up. I immediately came to my third eye, around my crown chakra, because that's where I have a better understanding and connection to this field. And then we can extend out. After you come to a place of resonant feeling, you can extend out further. Ooh, I just got a glimpse of cobalt as I moved out. You can extend out further to the celestial body. Again, that's the emotional body. Ooh, yeah, I can feel that right now. Ooh, it's softening. Oh, my left side needs that. I can feel it. It's tickling. Oh, that's nice. I hope you can feel that too. And now we will extend out a bit further to the etheric body, the causal body. Oh, and this is where we can come into the place of feeling our golden egg of protection around us. It's the pathway and connection to spirit, to our monadic bodies, to all that is. It's also our protection of being. May you all envelop within your auric field, within the golden egg of presence, and feel the beauty and know the beauty of the strength, and that you are more than just your physical body. You are an amazing creation of energy and intelligence. Now we're going to take a quick dive down. It's going to be a quick one. I put up a couple graphs for you that might not be familiar with astrology or planetary alignments with the chakras. You can look at this later on a review, but let's take it from where we were at now to not get too far away and caught up in our minds. I'll ask you to close your eyes again as we came out to our golden egg of the causal body, the etheric body, far away, that feels good and full of life and joy and energy. And now we're going to come from that place and we're going to embody ourselves through the head of Aries. We're going to come down from that place, giving birth to a new part of ourselves, entering through the head of Aries, through the jaw and base of Taurus, into the throat and communication of Gemini, into the heart and love of Venus, into the sign of Leo, the sun, our power, into our ribs, stomach, right there where it matters, down into our intestines of Virgo, where we digest and change and separate, into Libra, our kidneys and lower back of finding balance in relationship, down into Scorpio of the gonads of reproduction, creation, and life, falling down deeper into Sagittarius, our quadriceps, that moves us forward with strength and direction, into Capricorn, our knees that are able to step into that forward motion and take practical steps, into the Aquarian alignment with our shins that supports us in a new way, a new understanding, a new clarity of being individual, unique, and separate, but yet part of all, into our feet of Pisces that we ground into this world, coming from the other world of the mother's womb or the egg of our causal body into our physical body, to take new steps here in the form that we are. We've just now given birth to ourselves in our physical body through the astrological signs that relate and align to the creation of all that we are. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel your root connected to the earth. Close your eyes again if they're not closed. From the root chakra of where the soul of you, Pluto, is, with Saturn and Uranus down deep in the root, those outer planets that we looked at in the beginning, so far away, bring them in through your conscious mind, the desire of your soul, spirit, into your body. You and the solar system are one. See the solar system rotating around you. And now move up to your second chakra, the Tiantian center, and see Jupiter with its expansive beauty, its ability to expand, create life, procreate. And move up into the solar plexus of Mars, your willpower, the forward motion and engine of direction. And further up into your heart of Venus, which is the relations of yourself and all. Rising closer into your being of expression to Mercury, which recognizes and speaks and communicates through the third chakra. Creative manifestation through the word. Rising to the third eye, where the sun and moon meet. The sun on the right side, the masculine side, the moon on the left side, the feminine side, the place where the Ida and the Pingale nadis meet in yoga, recognizing the third eye and the balance of the feminine and the masculine, and coming into intuitive understanding and expanse of who we are and the gifts that we have and that we hold. And then come out to the crown to again merge with the extreme of the planets that are beyond and crown out through great, amazing grace and spiritual connection and liberation with who you are. So, the journey that I've brought you on into your body through various systems that are organized, different templates of understanding our body and who we are as living creatures, is very effective in what we'll be moving forward. The more information and insight that you have into how we are made and brought together, the better we'll be able to heal ourselves working with different systems, more knowledge that we have. But it all starts at home, in the body, on the earth, taking care of ourselves, healing ourselves, cleaning up the toxic debris, keeping a clear mind, and aligning with our soul, spirit, intention of pure heart and greater consciousness. May all be safe, well, cared for, and loved. Aho, and so it is. Love to you all. Hope to see you June 11th when we speak about the element of air and the mind a little bit more in detail. Have a great month. Do your work. We've got our hands full with our mind and our Venus dynamic working us from all edges. Remember to ground, to drink, to breathe, to honor your body, to love yourself. Remember who you are. You are love, and I love you all. Thank you.
Cili, thank you so much. Would our
You're
audience,
welcome.
thank you.
That is the perfect sweetness for them. Just, I'll throw them away tonight if I don't do it. I just haven't felt like doing it.
Please thank.
Okay.
Would you all please thank Cili Cline, everyone?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Cili.
Thank
Good to see you. Thanks, Cili.
Love you, Cili.
Love you.
I love you.
Love you. Thank you.
I love you. I love you.
Yay.
Thank you so much, Cili.